Ladies and gentlemen, we start this edition with the top focus story where a 24-year-old United States national, a YouTuber, has been arrested and sent to judicial custody for illegally entering the North Sentinel Islands in Andaman and Nicobars. Now, the Indian law prohibits visiting the island to protect the local tribe. The man in custody visited Andaman and Nicobars twice before reaching the island on his third attempt. Visuals of the same are on your screens. We're getting a reaction from the DGP of the Andaman and Nicobar Island. Listen into what he has to say.
See, Michael Polikov was arrested for violation of 1414 Foreigners Act and 7/8 Bad Amendment Regulation of 2012 for trespassing and going to the area which is exclusively prohibited, and we have a bad act to protect all the Aboriginal tribes. This was his third attempt, and he had come in October. While during that attempt, he got inflatable kayak, and he did not have any engine or any other support. And again, he tried that in January 25 this year, and both the times it was not detected or reported. And this time he came with his own inflatable boat and also a 2.5 horsepower Yamaha engine, 4-stroke, due to which he was able to set sail from Karmadera, and it was virtually 9 odd hours of journey by which he reached North Sentinel Island. And the footages of his GoPro camera clearly show that he managed to land on the island. I would say that it was fortunate that there was no mishap, because if Sentinel tribesmen would have been there, then it would have been highly likely that he could have met the same fate as the previous incidents, especially involving John Allen Chow.
All right, so let us take you through what the story is all about. Now, this man that you see on the right-hand side of your screens, he is a 24-year-old American tourist, essentially a YouTuber. He has been detained in India for entering a remote tribal area where the islanders, remember, have no contact with the outside world. This is what the police have been saying. Now, the 24-year-old US national, a YouTuber, Michael, whose father is from Ukraine, set foot on the North Sentinel Island as a part of India's Andaman Islands in an attempt to make contact with the isolated Sentinels tribe. Now, the police says that he on record his visit to the island, leaving a can of Coke and a coconut on the shore as an offering to the people of the tribe. Now, this was, remember, his third attempt before he entered the islands. Now, the influencer who runs a YouTube channel documenting extreme travel and previously visited the Taliban-controlled Afghanistan as well. He traveled 9 hours in a small rubber dinghy with an outboard motor to reach the island and used binoculars to survey the area but saw no inhabitants. The visual of the same through which he came to the island is on the left side of your screen. Now, he tried to get the attention of the native people by blowing a whistle and briefly landed on the shore for a few minutes before leaving. Now, he left the offerings and collected sand samples while recording a video. The police has given this out in a statement. Now, he arrived in the capital, Port Blair, on 27th of March and was arrested 3 days later on a Sunday. He was reported to the police by the locals who saw him taking a boat to the North Sentinel Island. Remember, the island that we are talking about is unknown to outsiders. The outsiders are not allowed in that region. The islanders are prohibited from making any touch with the outsider. But this man that you see on the right-hand side of your screens, he's a US national, a YouTuber, who essentially went there, has been detained now, and this was his third attempt on entering the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Now, the Andaman and Nicobar, a former British penal colony, is a group of around 572 islands located more than 1,200 kilometers from the mainland India, the Indian government strictly monitors access to some remote parts of the federal territory where are home to 5 known indigenous tribes, some of whom are hostile to outsiders. However, this man that you see on the right-hand side of your screen invaded the Indian territory, and apparently left a coconut and a Coke bottle as an offering to the island. This man has now been arrested by the police after he was reported by the locals. Joining me live on the broadcast is Tarun Karthik. He is a reporter who is reporting live from Port Blair. Tarun, this man has been detained, a 24-year-old YouTuber. What was his agenda? What was his idea of entering the island? Because what we know is that this was his third attempt on entering the island. The first two, however, had failed.
Yes, ma'am. The first attempt was made in October 2024 when he had recce'd the entire area. According to the DGP of Andaman Nicobar Islands, this person had even gone until Tarmugli Island, which is a nearby island, and he has recce'd the island on a game fishing boat. And the second time he came back in January of 2025, very recently, and during that time he had brought a boat with him, an inflatable boat. However, he did not have an engine. He tried to source the engine locally, but the locals did not give him the engine. And the third time he came back in March 2025, and he was totally prepared. He brought a motor with him along with his boat, and from a resort in Kurmadera, he ventured out into the sea and reached North Sentinel Island after 9 hours of journey. And his intentions were to land on the island and contact the tribes. Basically, when we see his YouTube channel, you can see he has a habit of going to dangerous areas. Like he has recently ventured to Afghanistan, and he had also gone into the Taliban areas as well.
Right, absolutely. Tarun, also take us through what is the further course of action that the police is initiating regarding this foreign national. He has been detained right now. What is it that we will be expecting next in the case as far as the probe is concerned?
Police has actually done an excellent job in this case. According to the DGP of Andaman Nicobar Islands, they have been able to recreate the entire journey. A special investigation team had done that, and this person, he had left a can of Diet Coke and a coconut as an offering to the North Sentinel on the North Sentinel Island. Police has not been able to recover that because of safety concerns, but his entire journey was recreated and the probe was conducted very well. And right now, I think the investigation has been completed in this case, and he has been sent to judicial custody. That's what the latest information is.